What's up guys, FutureGameDev here and welcome back to another episode of Minecraft. I'm on the way back from the new world and I realized I could not find my boat. I don't know where it went. So I swam this far, but it's a very, very long swim back. Yeah, we can get rid of the zombie flesh. It's a very long swim back, so I don't want to have to do that. So I figured I'd stop off here on this lovely island and make a boat. And I thought I'd take you guys along for the ride because I made a really, really good haul on those caves while I was over there. Okay, so get some wood. So yeah, you can see I got almost 2 stacks of iron. I would have grabbed other stuff, but I didn't take the time to make an iron pickaxe or smelt the stuff, really. So that's kind of why I only really ended up collecting iron. But man, almost 2 stacks of iron. I feel rich. I haven't had that since I actually don't know when. But yeah, that makes me happy. You know, I know there were supposed to be a lot of graphic improvements in 1.8, but I feel like it's almost not doing good things for my computer because I've had a hard time actually running the game at 30 frames, which is very strange because for the longest time it was working. So I don't know if it's the update or if I'm just weird. I could be weird. We've known that to be true. Oh, wrong button. Hi. How are you? Hang on. Let's see if we can steer this boat right. Turn it. Turn the boat. This isn't going to work. Cheese. There we go. Now, that one. And is that looks like home. Let's head home. Because I need to get this stuff into the smeltery and start showing you guys. Whoa! You can break a boat on squid? Come here, squid. Die, squid. I want your ink. I don't think I have enough inventory space to hold it, but I'll kill you for the sand, so just because I can. Okay, so let's get rid of that menu because we're on the same continent. I think at this point we can probably find home. There's actually been a few points where I've gotten lost on this continent and not figured out where home was. So you never know. But I'm really glad that I was able to find some of the new world over there. That was really nice. I loved that new the new granite, andesite, and diorite. Those are really cool. I also love the fact that I can eat you guys because I don't really have a lot of cows. So, gotta have something. You know what I haven't done in a while just because I've been running off bread? I haven't checked the chicken farm. I don't know if it's gonna have produced a lot because I was over in the desert digging the hole, so I'm not sure. Let's look. Whoa! Look at that! Why is there raw chicken? Man, there's a lot of raw chicken. Why didn't that... Hang on. Feathers. You belong in there. Okay, so why didn't this chicken cook? I dare ask. Would you swap, please? There you go. I don't know why there's 20 raw chicken. That's kind of interesting. We never did come back and build a structure for this. I'll probably do that when I'm done with the quarry, just because that's kind of a big project, and that's where my brain's at right now. So I'll come up with something for that, and we'll get to it eventually. But for right now, blunk, blunk. And we got tons of coal to fuel this thing with, so we can restock that. That's good. Now, let's head over... I always take the wrong road. I really should have built the bridge over there just because I'm used to going that way for the wheat. But this is nice. And I plan on building a road over to over to the quarry, but I'm not sure what materials I'm going to use once we hit the sand. I know sandstone would be nice, but that's kind of just a really smooth texture against the sand. So I'm not sure yet. Maybe we might just go with a stone path, like gravel and stone and cobble, kind of like we've been doing. I don't know. We'll see. So it hasn't really changed much, but I never really did get a chance to kind of talk to you guys about it while I was in here. This big pit has taken hours upon hours. If you're wondering why I have a stack of stone tools on me, I used all my iron in the start for the tools so far. So I did try to do it as best I could, because I don't have a lot of diamonds, and at this rate I don't know how much longer they would have lasted. But stone tools are easy enough to make, and I'd rather waste the wood than the iron. So that's kind of why I do that. That up there, I pillared up the first night to sleep, and that's where I left the bed. And after a while, I moved. I took the pillar down, and I forgot to grab the bed. So that's up there, and I'm not sure how long it's gonna stay up there, because I'm not really feeling the gumption. I don't really have the gumption to go and get it. So for a while, it's just gonna sit there as kind of a nice little joke. And we'll see. It might just stay there for a while. If I do decide that I want to leave it there permanently, I'll probably go up there and actually dress it up, almost like a little shrine. Here lies the bed that FutureGameDev forgot. That would be kind of funny, actually. If you guys have any ideas for a nice little sky house, send them over to me. I would love to see that. That could be really fun. Also, the reason I put in the rope bridge. And it kind of looks like one. I'd call it more a catwalk, but really it's the same premise. The reason I put that in was because right now, this hole isn't very deep by the standards of. I mean, we're at Y74 right now. That probably goes down maybe 15 blocks, something like that. I don't know. Haven't measured it yet. That might be fun. Measure that. See how deep it is. But just think about it. You've got this bridge here. I keep missing. Come on. And it's not that I'm jumping in the middle. I'm just not jumping far enough. So let's try this. Here we go. So you can see right now, that's a view. That's kind of far. But this is barely anything by the standard of how deep this hole is going to be. So I'm really excited to see where that goes. Yeah, I burned up all my torches in that cave, and I really haven't lit this up yet. So let's go get. Do I have? Okay, I have plenty of wood. Let's go grab a bunch of coal and start lighting this up, because it's gonna get bad out here really fast. Hi. Die. Yes! I win. You lose. So yeah, these torch pads are going to get replaced eventually. I would like to find a great way to hide the lighting, but I haven't looked at them yet. Something I could do, if I get enough materials, daylight sensors in 1.8 now have the ability to be reversed. So technically, you could make them output a redstone signal when it's nighttime. So when there's no sun, it turns on, instead of when there is sun, it turns on. So you don't have to do any of that fancy repeating or inverting and stuff like that. So basically, all you would have to do is make a redstone lamp, and then put a daylight sensor on top of it, and right-click to invert it, and boom, you've got a light that'll turn on at night. That could be really cool. I don't remember offhand the recipe for a daylight sensor, But once I get a lot of redstone and quartz, I think, is in it, that's going to be something I'm going to do because there's a lot of cool ways you can dress up a redstone lamp. And once we get this path going, I really want to make it look a little more like an actual road than a path of torches. So that's something I'll be doing off camera, as well as grinding on this hole. I'm really going to be surprised when I get to the bottom and see how much we've actually collected from this. Because right now, that's a fair bit of coal and iron, and I'm kind of happy with that. But that's barely anything considering what's down there. And once we get down there, once I make a nice way to get down, because this isn't just going to be a big hole that you just jump into. Although I could make a spot. Yeah, I might do that. I might make a spot where you can just go tally-ho and just jump all the way down and land safely in something. But I want to make some rickety little wooden pathways out of fences and those pressure plates and stuff like that, half slabs, and just make a little path that winds around the edge of it so you can kind of take a long way down if you want. And then I might do some fancy stuff for a quick way up. Not quite sure yet, but I really want to work on a path kind of like that. It's not going to be straight. The fact that is a straight line kind of annoys me, but I can live with it because it's fences, so you can't really curve it and expect the player to be able to jump on it. So that's kind of why that's like that. But I got some big plans for this hole in the ground. There's going to be a branch mine at the bottom. We're going to get filthy rich off of that. I can't wait. I'm actually going to... Oops. This is why I have about a dozen picks on me. My inventory just slowly grows over time. And as it grows, the picks break and more space comes up. So it really works out. But I'm always crowded. I don't... You know what? Let's drop off some of this stuff. Let's see. Any sand? We actually do have some sand. Sandstone in there. It's kind of in the order that I found it. And as I get more of each, I'll put more rows and rows of... chests. We got a little coal. Throw that in there. I haven't figured out a spot for gravel. And I'll probably have to. If this was 1.8 terrain, I'd have to worry about the other three. What are they? The other three, I don't want to say their names. I want to say what they are. Stone types. They're stone. That's what they are. But this is 1.7 terrain, sadly. So I don't get any of that to play with. But we can always go 1,000 blocks to the new world, since we've generated that up. Might make something over there. I haven't really thought about it yet, because I haven't taken the time to think. What can I do? Excuse me. I have a thing in my throat. That's exciting. Anyway, yeah, I haven't really thought about what you can do with those blocks yet, and I'm kind of excited to see what I can think of. I think my favorite is, what was it, andesite? Is that the one where, I think that's the gray one, where when it's polished, it looks like a really smooth stone, actually, with a little rim around it, and that I loved. That block just looked so beautiful. That's my favorite one. Then again, oh, you know what I should have done? I should have grabbed birchwood while I was over there. I could have showed you guys the birchwood door. That one looks kind of funny. But then again, so does the jungle wood one too. So, don't judge. I'm not drinking apple juice this time. Found something smart. I got the gas station near us has root beer, which is the IBC brand, which is amazing. But they also have root beer float. Yeah, root beer float. And that is an amazing drink. It tastes just like the thing, but you don't have to to take the time to get out the root beer and the ice cream and mix it all up, which I love doing because it's always better than a fountain drink, but to just get a root beer float from a fountain is just amazing. I wish everybody carried it, but sadly they don't. So that's how that went. So the other thing I'm planning for as I'm going down this hole is, you can see I kind of dug a little stairway and platform over here. That's going to kind of shape the way, this really should touch on that side. I wish I had smooth stone. I could use sandstone. I think I can live with that. We'll fill that in. These platforms, they're going to kind of wind their way down. So these stairs will go down. It'll probably take another turn. It might make a bridge at some point with a little arch underneath. But these walls are also going to act just like these ones, where they slope. It's not going to go straight down unless it's a very short turn. So I'm kind of making my own little shape inside this quarry as we're going down, instead of just letting this whole thing just go shunk straight down, nothing interesting inside. I don't want it to look just like a big hole, because anybody can do a big hole. If I wanted to do it big, I could have just done a cross section and took an entire chunk and just go straight down and make a little cross section out of the world. Although in the right setting, if you do it up against a hill, one of those can actually look kind of interesting. It's something I've thought about for a long time, but really there's nothing big about just digging out a 16 by 16 straight down hole. Taking the more, making it look a little more natural, with these sloped walls and the corners that are filling in. I'd imagine this little curve here, because it keeps filling itself in every time, I'd imagine we get to the point where it's almost gone, where it's just kind of short. And I like how shapes change like that as they get smaller. So we'll see what happens with that. What I'm really looking forward to is that view from the catwalk, and you look down and it just goes really deep. It's going to be cool. The other thing I might have to do, and I haven't figured out if I want to do it or not, is I might have to light the different steps in the terrain as we go down, because I'd imagine mobs are going to spawn on that. And it could make for interesting encounters. And I'm not sure I'm down with that. So we might have to light this, or it could get pretty nasty. It could just be a big old monster hole. And you know how I am with monsters. I was happy when I killed that spider all by himself. Man, me and my timing. I keep trying to break one block and then move on as soon as that one's done, and I'm just missing just by a little bit. But I'm making it. So I think, man, these picks go fast. That's the only downside of stone. But I really don't want to waste the iron, because I'm digging for iron, and I'll use 5 times the iron before I find any, so it really wouldn't pay for itself. But I think that's going to do it for this episode of Minecraft Let's Play. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hope you didn't mind that I did 2 of these in a row. I know 1.8 was a big deal, and I barely covered most of what they put in, but there was a lot of hype coming to it, and I had to show that off instead of just go to a server and pretend like it's normal. I had to see some of this stuff in person. So I hope you can forgive me for that if you were disappointed. I'll find a server for next time. And I think that's going to do it. I'm going to keep grinding on this hole, and we'll see how deep it is next time. But until then, unless the internet explodes, I'm the FutureGameDev. You guys take care.